Hello. How's everyone doing? It's one of those days. It's a good day. I like today. Today is fantastic. I don't know. I feel like I'm just in a better mood today. So that's good, right? I would like to think that is a good thing. We're just getting some of the music turned down, so I'm not really facing the current monitor right now, but that's okay. So let's unmute. Get that going. There we go. Okay, we're good. Alright, I'm here. I think. But yeah, so other mouse, miniature painting. Here we go. I didn't crash my computer. That is the best thing in the world. Come on, focus. Yay! It's focused on me. I'm doing good. So I was tweeting it out probably like a little bit too soon towards like starting up my stream, but yeah, that's okay because I am proud of myself. I finally finished watching the first episode of Pub Draw because I do sketch. I'm just really generally typically super bad at faces, like really bad that I generally just kind of ignore the faces. But look, that's actually kind of decent. She just needs like a little, maybe like a little bit more poof up here. But that's actually pretty good. Like, I'm really impressed with myself. So I'm very happy. I'm very happy with her. Like, I have like my test sheet of like, kind of like going off of what Babs was saying of just like, you know, it could be like this or it could be like this. And so I was drawing them out on that side. But look. I'm so happy with it. It's tiny, but it's just like, yeah, no, I'm still happy. Okay. It has an elephant. It has an elephant on the top of my sketchbook. Hi, T-Bone. I was just showing off my my drawing from today, from finally sitting down and finishing watching Pub Draw. It shouldn't take me that long because I watch it generally at 1.5 speed. Because they do like chat a lot. Boop. Nope, that was too dark. There we go. Also, what was really cool is, so I bought myself some stencils, but they're actually like nail design stencils, which I thought would actually be kind of cool because they're already pretty tiny. Because to buy actual stencils for like supposedly for airbrushing, it's like they're like stupid expensive. So I got ones that are made for nails, which are also very flimsy, made for airbrushing, yet are like not nearly as expensive. So yeah, like each sheet has like a little bit of like some things or another, like flowers or like a design. I know it's all very like frilly because it is obviously for nails and stuff like that, but I think it would be still kind of cool. Like this one has like some like stars on it, or like, you know, just like leaves. I think the music's really loud. There you go. So yeah, so I'm excited to kind of go through these and attempt to use them, figure out kind of like how to use a stencil on a thing. But yeah, like there's just like little like shapes and things like that just to, yeah, I know, you never know when you might need a random thing, and each one of them has a number on them, which correlates to these. So like I can see this and I'd be like, oh, I kind of want like that bird design. Well, it's on this. It would be on this sheet, and so that was kind of cool. Like I was really confused when it first arrived, being like, why did they send me all these like random things like that? Not random, actually pretty legit. So I don't know. I just thought it might be fun to try out, just because I've never tried stencils, and I'm not about to buy like super expensive stencils. I've never at least tried stencils with an airbrush. So, very gently squishing these together. Putting this on top of that. And moving those over there. Hi guys. Okay. I also finally went through and finished black priming Mr. Tauren dude, or Minotaur, including all his little attachments. So now I just get to like sticky them together in a sense, like kind of like with sticky tack, getting them like this and on his base, and then going through with the gray and then the white to figure out where the zenithal priming goes. So yeah, I'm excited to do that. All right, exclamation mark, exclamation poll. We'll bring up a new poll. Has 3 options to it of WTF am I doing? Shit, that was dropping metal. For Crystal Brush. Because I'm trying to figure it out. I'm in the process of, I really wanted to do the Minotaur, but then also kind of considering like the Dragon Bust. Because the Dragon Bust is super, super, super beautiful. And I don't know, I think neither quality is going to be neither of them are going to be easy, obviously. But they would both be kind of fun. So that's why I wanted to put them both in as options for you guys to pick if that's kind of where you want to go. So we are going to work more on our lovely Lady Bard here. I'm actually kind of in love with the idea that she has green hair. So we might actually stay with green hair instead of going towards brown. I'm indecisive as all get out, so it's understandable that I don't really know which one to do now that I was like, oh, maybe I could do the bust. It's just like, well, now I have way too many options. Now I have too many choices. So we're going to do a little itty bitty, yeah, Sigwolf, new paints! New paints! Creature Caster is spoiling me. Hey T! Creature Caster has spoiled me and sent me these paints to try out. So I'm trying them out like and being really critical with them and giving them just giving them back full feedback on each one, like telling them that the mahogany seems more glossy than the rest of them, and like the acrylic, like the metallics are rather fumey. Like not in a bad way, they're just like noticeably like, oh wow, that has a smell to it. But not enough to like trigger me getting a headache or anything. It was just enough to be like, huh, I will take note of this. But yeah, also guys, anyone new here, I have a poll up, exclamation mark poll, to vote for what I'm doing on Crystal Brush, because you guys voted for Arcana, and well, this one has a much smaller... Oh yeah, no, and that's what they sent me these, and they were like, please, like, they wanted me to review them, essentially. And I don't do review videos. I've never done them because I'm terrible at doing this. The Dragon Bust would be peacock. So, like, legit peacock feather, like, things on the fins, like, peacock colored breast on the dragon scales, that kind of thing. Like that's where I want to go with the Dragon Bust. Like both of them I have a good idea of like how I want to paint them. I just put in the option of another creature caster just because I do have a lot of creature casters, and so that can always just be an option thrown in there. So I'm just like, you know, licking a brush for no reason right now. In my head, I told myself, like, there's things that I needed to do. I think one of them was update the boobies a little bit. Smooth them out just a smidge. But yeah. It's just like, they're both a kind of an interesting concept because, yeah, I'm used to painting a Minotaur. Or, like, painting that scale of things, but I've never painted a bust before, so that's also, like, a very interesting learning experience on my side. That's why I'm like, well, they're both going to teach me something. So I kind of want to see what they're going to teach me. But I also just think it's good, especially for a beginning, like a company that's just beginning to branch into paints and pigments, to have people to not just be like, oh, they're fantastic and beautiful and they're so smooth. It's just like, no, let's actually take a look at these and critique them. I was telling them the good things too, but I just wasn't just saying like only the good things. Two different colors. That way you can see the transition a whole lot quicker and a whole lot easier, because your eyes will be able to differentiate the two color tones better than the same color. Well, that does look brighter on the tops of her tatas. And so that means I need just a smidge of this. Just a smidge. Yeah, the multicolored capes on my army. Yeah. At 2 brush blending, but can't seem to get a hold of it. I'm paranoid about whole eating paint thing. Well, I've never tried 2 brush blending. Well, at least I don't know exactly what 2 brush blending is. Oh yeah, the shoulder pads are great for wet blending. Like, Jesus, like they're just, flat surfaces like that are really hard to come by, especially when you're like doing something like this in wet blending. That was a challenge. Like getting this good transition right here was fun. Not really. But yeah, having some flat surfaces to like really practice on is pretty fantastic. Aetronix, if you are finding that the paint is drying too fast, it's always a good idea to get a retarder or a retardant. Okay, so I do something similar to that. I will apply the paint, but I don't do it with 2 brushes. I will apply the paint, just put the tiny amount that I need on there. This is just when I'm doing little small touch-ups. I'll apply a little bit of paint. I'll wash it off. I will wipe it down, run it through my lips just to get rid of any excess water, because the last thing you want to do
is be working on like finely blending it in, and then a glob of water comes off your brush and just plops itself on the model. That's the worst thing that could happen. So it's good to just like run it, like you can even run it over your hands if you don't want to have it going anywhere near your face. I just find that going over your lips as well helps get that point. And then you take that little bit of water and then like just like feather it in around the edges. So yeah, like so I'll like here I'll take itty bitty little bit of yellow, just because yellow does help create a bit more of a brightness. And I'll apply it in there. Like it's just a tiny amount. Wipe off, dry off, and then I'll go in here with this little bit of yellow or water and just feather in the edges. Yeah, so like I just scrolled over. I got this many years ago. It still works just fine. It's just a retarder. It just slows down your paints. Greek Nakos, if you do !get bent, it'll send you to the site. But I actually just, generally I just go into art stores and I just go through all their brushes and look for them to have bent brushes. I've seen them at Michael's. I've seen them at various just regular art stores. These ones are Princeton. I have found that those ones have been the best ones that I've gotten so far. They stick to their size and the bristles don't break. And more often than not, they're just better quality. So, yeah. The Titanozo Greek just put it up. So there's your link. What I've been experimenting with here is that the method of highlighting the lighter value by thinning my dark color and loading the brush and then picking up a bit. So that's like two brush blending, or like I forget what they call that. Loaded brush, that's it. They're called loaded brush is what you're doing, Sigwolf. And I have not figured out how to do that. I haven't really even attempted to figure it out, so that also could be it. But I find that the bent brush allows me to have a highly reduced amount of subassembly to be able to do what I want, because I don't like subassembly. It's actually like, I despise it. I despise subassembly. And so this bent brush allows me to get in down here and into all these little like other little places just with the brush to reach it. Okay, yeah. I should give it a try sometime. So one of the things I need to figure out is, do I want to do an orange eye up here? Or like kind of like an orange stone? Or do I want to do blue? The rest of her is all blue. All blue eyes, except for what's on the wings essentially are these little orange eyes on the shoulder pads and in the eyes on the hands. Oh yeah, no, T-Bone. The only reason I have two Windsors that I use for Arcana is because my brother bought me these 2 Series 1s. If I was going to suggest any type of Windsor, T-Bone, it would be a size 1. 00 is it's a thing, I'll say. Here, let me just see if I can find it in here. Yeah. It's a thing, but really stuff dries on it so fast. What you really want is to have that bigger barrel. The point, if you keep it well, if you really are good with it, that point stays. I've done the vast majority of detailing on her with this. So yeah, no, 00 is not is not necessarily worth it. It is good to have, but I honestly haven't really touched it in a very, very long time. I used is this my first number one? Yeah, this was my first number one. I did not maintain it at all. I was not very good with it. I was very rough with it. And now it's basically the size of a 00, so you know what? It's not the worst thing in the world, but it's good to have that barrel. Okay, so I have two things. I used to use Masters Paint Puck. But I recently, this is another one that's done by, this is by Slowfew/Monument. It's Gentastic, Drunken's Brush Group. It's just like a soap. I kind of like this one a little bit more because it has a little bit of thicker pieces. So it really helps like really grit along on the things. And what I just started trying out, and I've never done this before, I leave it on. After I clean it, I leave it on, especially with brushes that I'm trying to reshape. So this still has the goop on it, so it's really, really stiff. But I'm able to like retrain the tip to be pointed again. And it's fantastic. Like, oh, I've been told that I can do that with the Masters, but the puck that I have from the Master series, I've often found is pretty rough on, especially on sable hair, just because it takes a lot to make it a little bit soft. So honestly, this stuff, pretty good. It's done so well with like reshaping all my brushes. Like I have a vast majority of the ones in here that are getting retrained for their tip. Yeah. So I would say get some of that brush goop if you can. What was the second thing? Well, I was saying, like, it was the goop, and I have the Masters paint. I have the Masters puck. But the puck, I found with my previous ones, haven't really, like, they clean it very well, but I've never tried, like, reshaping with them. I've been told that I could, but I haven't tried anything like that. But I find that it's faster to clean out the barrel, and it's softer, especially for sable hair brushes. It's just beautiful. So yeah, all good things come to Monument Paints. But yeah, for people who are wanting to do that jump into a Series 7, number 1 is the perfect size. I even have I have a number 3. This thing was stupid expensive. Have I ever used it? No, because I'm terrified to use something like that. All right, yeah. Let's get this orange going on up here. Okay, that's a bit too liquidy. Yes, I do. That is actually the majority of what I do is with the Slowfew brushes. It's just that this time I really wanted to do something special with my Windsors, just personal choice wise, because they were gifts and I wanted to use them for special occasions. Like my Slowfew brushes are like my everyday use of brushes. I throw them around. They get chewed on by my cats. They're holding up fantastic. But just like the Windsors they're kind of like my little babies. They're my precious. So Yeah, this goop is super easy. It's very, like, once when you just get, like, a little bit of movement on that, it really starts picking up, and it's very easy just to get a good amount on the bristles, and just, like, you want to shape them like this. You don't want to twist the bristles. You just want to shape it by, like, pointing it out and getting that tip. And sometimes you can't get it fully like that, just because, like, it is really, really bad. So just get as much as you can onto it. And, like, get those bristles nice and firm once when it, like, you leave it and it sits there with that soap. And then after a while, like, I'm still trying to get this one in there, but after a while you can just go in and just squish it down with your fingers once when it's all like that, and it'll just, like, slowly get back into its shape. So that's also a really handy dandy thing. So, like, yeah, you just keep going through and you just keep pointing that up, and that will just help stick the bristles in that direction, and it just trains it to stay that pointy. Like, these brushes, I kind of had them as, like, oh, they're dead. They're going to be, like, for really cruddy base work or what have you. But this stuff has, like, revitalized all my brushes. Except really this one. But even then, that's still, like, a very good point. So it has restored a lot of my brushes, so I can't say enough good things about it. And I've barely used any of the goop that I have. That little paint puck, actually, that little Gentastic goop thing came with my paints, so I might actually use, I might actually give that away, because I have the big one, and I don't need that, so... Do I use different brushes? Yes. You never use sable hair, natural hair with metallics. I have a ton of Princeton brushes that are small, and I have ones that are finer than this, and these are synthetic brushes, and I use synthetics for metallics. For metallics and synthetics, or no, for metallics and washes, you want to use a synthetic brush. They both will destroy and ruin your sable so fast that it's like, no. Not good, guys. That would work. I've not tried any of their other paint brushes. I immediately went to the Longwick Bombwicks because I was told, like, that they're on par with Winsor Newton. And I actually much prefer the Longwicks to, like, size of barrel to this one, but I also really just like how, like, springy and short these ones are, so sometimes it's a little bit easier to work with short hair, like, shorter bristles than it is to work with longer bristles. Yeah, it doesn't, it's not as harsh on a sable as metallics are, but it's like a dye that will just stain the bristles and cause them to just become brittle. So, like, and by washes, I mean, like, things like the Citadel washes and inks and stuff like that. The product that's inside of them will stain and slowly, and will brittlify your sable hair. Hoping that she's in, yeah. There we go. I'm gonna add in a tiny smidgen of this blue around there. Even then, that was a bit too much. So I ruined that. I'm just trying to now, like, wash out. I lost my paintbrush to the paint water there briefly. Okay. I just wanted to get that center, or like the ring around it, to be a lot darker. I am Cosplay! Hello, hello! Thank you so much for the host! How are you doing? How are you doing, my friend? Yeah, we'll have a good parallel bounce there. Steps into figure painting. Nice. Very, very nice. How did it turn out? Yeah. Yep, that was like the one and only idea I had with the staff. And outside of that, no idea. And yet, it's very simple. It doesn't have that much detail on the staff. I added in those swirls actually onto the staff body. Just because I had extra green stuff and I didn't know what to do with it. But in the end, I think I'm happy with how simple it is. I don't feel like it needs to be like super crazy. But I just thought the swirls kind of like, just like kind of was a good parallel to this. And so like there's actually a yeah, it doesn't need to draw the eye. It needs to add to it without, you know, detracting too much of the attention. I still want her face to be a really, like... Yeah, like, I actually have, like, some of these lines here. Like, I think this one that crosses over, like, in here, that was all green stuff just to hide a mold line. And this down here, that was also to hide a connecting line. So, like, I think I did well with hiding and like covering up certain aspects. Oh yeah, no, it's also why I had done the base added onto this, because like a lot of this part down here had to be me sculpting it in because it didn't connect to the base very well. So I had to paint this with the swirl attached already, which was infuriating, but it wasn't that bad because I had a bed brush. Yeah, so I did a lot of fixing on that way. And like this entire inner side here was re-sculpted by me to just get those lines proper. Just because, also again, mold lines were a complete pain. So yeah, it's a lot of learning how to, if you can't get rid of a mold line, how do you hide it? And like on my dragon summoner, she had this giant mold line going right down her leg, and I had already painted her because I painted her skin a long time ago before I really cared about mold lines. And so when I went back to work on, like, finish her up, I was like, there's this giant mold line, it's bothering me. So actually now along the whole length of her leg is this line tattoo. Completely hides that mold line because it was in these black lines that would just go over it in very strategic ways. That mold line is now like, I won't notice it unless I run my hand along it. So it's like clever ways to hide the things is really a way to get around it. Also, thank you Paradox for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic Wednesday. Exactly, and so sometimes if they're not easy to get rid of, you just have to work with it. And it is a challenge, it is a problem, but sometimes they can lead to some really great ideas on how to fix it, right? Yeah, 1 second. I will give you a permit. Is that permit? Why you hate me? Bot, why are you broken? My bot's broken. My bot has decided that it hates life. Bot. Okay. I'm gonna restart the bot because it's not doing what I want it to do. So we're just gonna go back over here, start up, and click on our Twitch bot because that's annoying. I rely on that button to be able to be like, permit bots these days. You can't live without them, but you can't live with them, right? Jeez Louise. So, tea break. Woohoo! Yep, if in doubt, turn it off and on again. Okay. Okay, bot, I think, is back up and running. So, if you want to type in there again. I just want to see if my bot works. I just need someone to say something. Just everybody. I don't even know if it, anyway, like, is it, like, come on. iBot, there we go. Okay, let's see if this works now. No, it still doesn't. Why? Why? Bots these days, right? Am I right?
Maybe it's just the mouse. Nope. Nope, that mouse doesn't work either. Ah! Why?
Rude! Rude bot. You are so rude. No, it didn't. I went over and I typed it.
Oh! Oh, good color usage. Got the skin. Brown, white hair, yeah.
Very nice. Yeah, no, but you're stupid. Maybe because I'm yelling at it so much that it now feels like there's so much hatred to it or something. I don't know. I feel like I need to have a bit more orange in there because that just felt like it went too red to yellow too fast in there. So we're just going to throw in a little bit more of an orange. Okay, so now we're just going to yeah, no, that is the perfect way to start testing and trying it out is that. Is get some cheap minis and just start throwing paint on them. Yeah, I was thinking Nullzors or Bones for that. Super Sarah. That's this one right here. I'm just doing final little touches. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I start with doing like little itty bitty touch ups. Just touching up the little things I can think of at the start of the stream and then. Oh, the new paints are just, they're gorgeous. Oh my god, Sarah. They are really beautiful, beautiful paints. Okay, so we're just going to add that gloss to the eye. There we go. Okay, compared to scale, they are slightly glossier than, let's say that at the beginning. They are slightly glossier than scale 75, like regular scale color. They're a little bit more glossy, but not by much. So they are kind of along the same line as Fantasy and Games. In terms of their color, they are the same. I would say that they're the same pigment, like they're the same like intense pigment that is in each of them. but the coverage of them is so much stronger than scale 75. Like, to get a full coverage of a color on scale, it would take a few coats, where on this, it took about one. From what? Yeah. Oh yeah. No, they compared to either scale colors, either of the sets, this has better coverage, like right off the bat. Captain Lee, thank you so much for that follow. How are you doing, my friend? So we're gonna put Arcana away actually now, just because those were like the two things that I kind of like thought about before starting up, of like things that I can work on Arcana, just to update. So we'll put her over there, and then we'll go back to the Bard. Oh, that doesn't really tell you much. Okay, so in terms of their metallics are really lovely. I haven't, this is now after they've spent a night in there, so I get to see what, it's a Bard, she's a Bard. So I get to see how they are. I'm actually kind of interested in what's going on right here with that green, how it broke up there. So we're going to see what's up with that, but I'm going to just draw out some of the water on the top of the metallics, just because metallics don't really want to be, super liquidy. Hi, Mystic! And yeah, so she is a Bard character. Outside of that, I can't really tell you because I've never played Kingdom Death. Alright, so we're just going to draw up some of this water, but it looks almost like it has like dried up. So we're going to just put this beautiful brush away, and we're going to bring out a non-Windsor. Why can I never find any of my slow fuse brushes anymore? Slow fuse! Where are you? Are you my number one? Yeah, you are. There you are. Watery metals were dead metals. So scale 75, I'm able to draw out the water from the top of it. Oh, thank you. I've been able to draw out the water. This is my first see with them on how well they mix back up, and I just put metallics in my skin in that one. No, bad me. Oh, Aaron. Seeing me panic. But that mixed together so freaking good. Like, even scale doesn't mix that well together so quickly. Like, even then it feels like a little bit too watery, even though I get rid of a lot of it. That is fantastic. Holy. Also, hello, Aaron. Guys, Aaron is another fantastic painter. Do be sure to give him a follow if you haven't yet, because he's amazing. We're hosting me's! Yay! So much love! Thank you, Aaron. In terms, like, I can't really easily compare the scale color, like the scale metallics, to these ones, because these ones are there's only 5 of them, okay? So, the range of scale 75 is phenomenal. So, like, yeah, they're definitely worth it, but these are just beautiful. And obviously, like, their coverage, once again, is fantastic. They recover super, super well. Like, this one's already, that one's woken back up again just by, and it's, like, good to go as a metallic. It is super, super good with that. But yeah, scale 75 is incredible. It is fantastic. You make painting so easy. Aww. I'm sorry. But yeah, and that one is, yeah, no, they just, after a whole night in a paint palette, these metals have just, like, they are chunky. I hate Citadel metallics. I have a lot of Vallejo metals, and these are right up there of like being amazing. Now, by the looks of it, the white metal is kind of still not fully mixing together. So let's see about like, because they were also like, this one was also kind of poorly mixed when I already had taken it out, but like it's not that bad. Like I'm kind of curious to see if it starts separating again. Yeah, the metal flakes in those are just, they're not good. But man, that gold and that silver, so good with waking back up again. Oh, that is amazing compared to the amount of times I have other metals. So, oh no, they don't. The metals actually like got super liquidy. I bled off a bunch of the water that was sitting on the top, and then they just mixed together so nicely. Now, I'm very curious about what's going on over here. This is the green from 2 days ago. This is now its second night in the paint palette. And it got into this like this crack thing. So, it got a little bit chunky. But it seems to be smoothing out pretty nicely. Yeah, like, and it's woken back up. Like, it is. I paint them straight, Atrionax. I thin down the amount that I normally do, which is put water on my brush, wipe that water off, apply into paint. Like, yeah, so even like that super chunky, what it ended up going into, Greek Nakos, thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic day. That's fair, T. You know, you don't have to. If you need clarification, that's totally fine. But yeah, so that got like super chunky and like crevicey cracky, and so did this blue. But just like finagling a little bit in there, just mixing it up a bit in your brush. It actually like super keeps its form in there. It's very, very nice. And that's the kind of thing that you have to kind of gauge for yourself, is figuring out like how much is too much water. And it depends on each paint. Like Scale 75 and I would say also Monument doesn't need that much water added to it because they're already pretty smooth and thin. They're high pigment, thin paints. So these are a lot more, this is a lot more runnier. They're a lot more watery, closer to Fantasy and Games line in terms of consistency. But they move about the same way. It just has a whole ton more coverage. And even then, like, this is the metal. This metal here had no undertone, and it covered that primer so beautifully. Like, it is crazy beautiful, that gold that got covered up there. So yeah, I have Vallejo. Like this entire paint rack here, this spinny thing. That's all Vallejo. Except one side is my Scale Metallics, so I guess I can't say it's all Vallejo. But that's just to say, like, I do have a good amount of Vallejo. And it's mostly all just now base toning, because Scale 75 is very thin. And doesn't cover, it takes a few layers to cover the base. Or, like, to cover over the primer. And that's not always what I want to have happen, so I use Vallejo as my undertone, and then I build up with my scale. Now with these, that's kind of like basically skipping over the Vallejo and probably a lot of the scale is by using these pro acrylics. So I'm still debating whether I want to actually, no, I want to get some of this red in here. I'm gonna put some red, orangey, yellow feathers onto the top there. I'm slowly figuring out how to use these paint bottles. Slowly getting the hang of it. But I still feel like I need to just like clean the tops of them after every time, which I guess gives me like a ring of color, I guess. But yeah, we're gonna give this feathers, these feathery things on her hat. We're gonna get this like, we're gonna bring in this reddy tone. And that was when my brush was getting a little bit dry in itself, so we're essentially just going to cover all of this in the red. I also want to kind of like really try out every one of their colors because I'm very curious to see if anything other than the mahogany appears glossy. Yeah, no, the paint tops do really bother me. And I guess that's something I should mention to them. I kind of forgot to mention that. Dr. Lunzer, thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic day. How are you doing? So yeah, we're just adding in this really bright red up here. I don't think I have because I think I've kind of just developed the habit of like pour out and close it up. Like I don't leave any of my paints open. So I think as long as you have the habit of like continuously like you open it, you take it out and you close it, like I think that's a good thing to have. Hey Ghosted Wolf, how are you doing? Okay, so we're just going to get this. Oh yeah, no, I've actually started moving a lot of these these paints into my own dropper bottles. And that's just because then I can actually formulate a good ratio. Like I know that I can use like a 2-to-1 ratio of this versus that. Okay, that got really thin, but man, is this red ever, well, I guess red. It's so vibrant. I have never tried the secret weapon ones. I have a few from Army Painter, and then I have the Citadel washes. And I think I have every single one of them now. And yeah, no, they're pretty cool, but yeah, they're the tone washes. But I find like their dark tone pretty much just makes the miniature look dirty. Like you just decide to run it through mud. Which I guess could make a good effect for like if you are actually going for very dirty, but I don't find that it's not one of those like dip and finish kind of things. I find that it just looks far too grungy and dirty with that. So we're gonna let that red dry a little bit. I'm still trying to figure out if oh yeah, no. I don't know what the Jan washes, the one that he has created. It's like Gnome and Agrax and I think something else. And that one works really, really well. I've never used it myself, so I don't really know. But yeah, Recklin Fleshshade. Oh my god. I love Recklin Fleshshade. Actually, like, if I bring her out again, all this flesh tone, this was done like in a very, very pale tone. And then over top of it, I did a full wash of Recklin and then let that dry. And then I went over with a 1-to-1 ratio of Druchii and Carabog Crimson to like really make some of it pop. But yeah, like the main wash on her is Recklin Fleshshade. As of right now, this little bar chick, she doesn't have any washes on her. But I actually like on gold metallics, I actually like using Druchii. It creates such a beautiful gold effect. Like, I'll bring this chick over since I actually have her up and around. Well, you know that I did this effect on it. So this is scale color, scale metallics. But that gold was done with a Druchii wash. It really makes a beautiful shadow inside the gold. So, Druchii, or what Pixie would call Druckle at one point. But yeah, Druchii Violet is what I use to build up this gold and the shadow on the gold. So yeah, no, it is quite beautiful. So we're just going to cover over that bit of white. So, I guess I should add the coal black wherever you are. Just because I am wanting to try out all their all their colors. Come on out. There we go. Okay, so on these short shorts, I'm gonna add just a little bit of black, just because they don't really have, like, this is their darkest blue, so I find that is not enough to really, like, really darken down this in the brown that in the way that I want it to. So once when they get a darker blue or purple, which I commented about to them, and they did say that they are working on one. A dark purple. I don't know about the dark blue, but they are working on a dark purple. So that should be good. Who wears short shorts? Hey, brother! How's my brother doing? Yeah, see, but the thing is like, here I made this mistake, alright? Like right there, I made a mistake. I got that color in, and the difference with Scale 75 is I could still go back in and fix it, essentially. I could wash it away. Can't do that. So you just kind of have to touch it up and... About to chow down. Go get some fuds. I'm doing pretty good. I'm happy with where Arcana is, and so now it's basically just waiting for the base to get finished being made from my friend, so I can actually start building the base. When I say building, they are building a base. They're cutting out a metal disc that she is going to like sit on, and all the things are going around that, and that gets sunk into a nice big chunk of wood. Hooray for special design bases, right? Getting on the up and up here. And also, yeah, thank you for reminding me that I have that T-bone. Because I kind of actually forgot. I have a poll up for people to help me figure out what I should do for Crystal Brush, which is the other painting competition going on at Adepticon. And while Arcana is my key project, I am going to be there. So if I can, why not submit something also for Crystal Brush, right? So basically doing exactly what I did with Arcana. It only has 2 choices this time. Well, 3 technically, because I'm also saying another creature caster. But until then, it's one of those like, well, what do you guys think kind of thing. Like, what would you like to see me paint for the next, essentially for the next month? What would you like to see me paint? Okay. Because it'll be the next month and a bit that I'll be working on it. So we're just going to get some, just like a little bit of lighter brown mixed onto the top there. Just because of, like, I really feel like I need to have incentive to work on the bus to kind of like to actually like get it done. So why not also have that like thrown in there as like okay, so that has that lighter brown just put onto those jeans there. And they say colors are heavy. They either mean that the colors sink. Like kind of like that they're like kind of like fade into the background kind of thing. Or I don't actually like colors being heavy. I'm gonna just Google that because I'm very curious. Colors being heavy. What does that mean? No, not behind. Being. Colors being heavy. What is the heaviest color? Overall, blue is heavier than red. Red is heavier than green. Okay, so it's basically, yeah. It has to do down with the whole, like, well, at least that one says that it has to do with dark colors. Are those heavy red and heavy green darker? So we're gonna take some of this orange. This orange is so bright, like, oh, well, so is this red, but just see how quickly this orange covers over top of the red. Like, it's crazy. I won't need nearly as much of a pigment to copy over, like to copy over something. Like, red is one of those really, really challenging pigments to cover. But this orange is just masking it so fast. Hi, Ash! How are you? And why not paint a Magnus? Well, because I don't have a Magnus right now. But if I had a Magnus, maybe. Just look at that! Gather has issues with Android? What's Gather? That orange is just... This orange is blinding. I'm good, I'm good. Actually, I think that's supposed to be like a twig. So I'm gonna repaint that as a brown. No, I'm doing pretty good. I'm in a... Oh, my bot posted it. Oh, okay. It's issues with Android. Yeah. I'm sorry. Very, very happy with this coverage. And on this red, we're gonna just, I'm gonna give it a brown tone instead. Of course, I have it actually like too thinned out right now on my brush, so it doesn't seem to want to cover. There could be like a gold leaf twig coming out of her hair. What color am I going to do with the lyre? I'm going to do it with a gold. Or, ooh, actually, I think I'm going to play with their copper. I'm going to throw their copper onto it. And the strings are going to be silver. But yeah, I think I want to try out their copper. Because it is like legitly, like, that is so shiny and pretty. Like, it's not even funny how beautiful that is. So, it's so rich. And oh yeah, no, I'm not thrilled with the one from Scale, but man, oh man, is the one from, man, is this copper beautiful. I am very excited to try it out. Okay, that's a bit too much yellow on my brush. So let's just get a little bit more and start feathering it in a little bit. Just look at that. Just look at that beautiful fade. I'm barely having to do anything. And just look at that. Like, that is just fantastic. That's I got a little bit too fast. I didn't have enough orange. Let me just touch in some orange. Alright, I'll drink my damn drink bot. But that is... oh man. Make the cape orange next time? This was actually like the cape color kind of just was like, I really want to see what this color looks like. But it's like, it's the one very pointed, bright color, right? Like, if this was all that, it would be overpowering in a sense. But this tiny bit of super color right up there in the hat, like really just picks your attention up. And then like you move across the model, but that orange, this right there is super eye-catching. All right, I want to get some of that copper onto the, I can't wait. I have to, I want this. Like just, has such a beautiful hue. It's like shiny penny kind of copper, which is what I've been wanting. I want a super shiny penny. And it just glides on. It is so beautiful. Where is my forest model terrain? Well, she has her little base I have yet to really do much with. So this is with no undertone once again. Just because I'm really curious on how these metals handle being with no undertone. But that's literally like a shiny penny. 40k battle. She's buffing everybody. This is the first copper. I am so freaking happy. Oh man, is this beautiful. Like, I kind of just want to go ahead and throw out my rest of my coppers. Just for this. Because that is beautiful. I'll do the other side and then I'll change the zoom so you guys can see it. And I can do the twirl around it. Oh, is that what the M stands for? I always thought the M stood for miniatures. Don't worry, brother. I still love the paints that you gave me. If I had posted my address. Alright, let's just bring in that focus value here. Turn down that exposure and just love the shine. Look at that. Just look how shiny that copper is. It is a fresh, shiny penny. Like, it is just... Oh man, oh man. That is... Yeah, no, that is beautiful. That is... I don't know, God works too. Alright, so the silver here kind of got a bit dried out, but woke up just fine. Normally my metallics, once when they dry out, that's kind of like the end for them. It's really hard to wake them back up, but that still has like really good coverage. You kind of want to have a little bit of gold, like this thing being the gold. Alright, and on this back side, needs a bit more of a tip of yellow. Now that it's dried in a little bit, let's just really just tip off the feathers. But yeah, that is so beautiful. Alright, and so we're going to take this copper. We're just going to... Okay, the copper does a whole lot better with like a dark undertone. That does really, really well with a good undertone. Ooh, Little Whip from tonight. Let's see. Oh, I love it. Oh, that Shipwreck Titan is so cool. It's looking so good. Good job, man. Oh yeah, no, I just, because the gold worked really, really well without a base tone, I just wanted to see if the copper did as well. And yeah, it looks fine. But it's also kind of like, well, let's see what it does. And yeah, no, I love the shiny penny copper. That's what this one is. It's shiny penny copper. Alright, I'm gonna put a wash on that as well. A little bit of Reckland. I think we'll just to try it out. Just to also see how it dulls it, like how much it dulls down through the wash.
All right. So we'll see how much that dulls it down after it dries. So we'll continue. Oh, good. I'm actually kind of happy right now because some of these paints are like drying out just because I actually have my window open to the outside from my studio today. So now I get to see how well they wake up. Itty bitty little details. And now we're gonna add a tiny bit of white into these. Don't mind me while I feel like I get a little bit cross-eyed there. Oh, no, I'm in California. Well, because, like, I'm going into this, a lot of this tea, this miniature right now is a lot of testing how these paints work, right? And so it's, like, some of these have been in my palette for 2 days now. And so, looking at how they separate, how well they come back together, how do the metallics sit, like, those kind of things. Like, the white gold seems to be perpetually separating. I just thought you never hear it. Yeah, no, it is. It's one of those that you're kind of like, wait, what? Where's my syringe? Hey, Moose. Oh, sorry, Moose. I have a bunch of snakes there, too. I'm sorry. I bought a bunch of plastic snakes to maybe use to kind of help me sculpt the portal tentacles. We'll see how useful they actually are. Invader Moose, yeah. She's decided that she wants to sit on the pillow here. Okay, so this is a Cama Green, which looks a lot darker than it actually is. I like the... Yep. Hey, Vandus, how are you doing? Yeah, Atronix, I have a few of these just like syringes, and it just basically allows me to super easily apply water to my palette.
without really having to mess up my paints. Yeah, I'm really happy with that, like, that vibrancy right there. Really, really happy with that. So the last thing, like the last few things that need to be doing before we really go a lot into detailing and shading and things like that, because I've done little bits here and there, just not like a massive amount. So we still need to do these side contraptions. So it looks like a pouch, a sword, 2 pouches, more pouches. Okay. I used to use the syringe as a method to be specific about the amount of water that goes into my paints before I went into a paint palette, or until I went into a wet palette. So that metallic is still really shiny underneath that wash. Like, that is still very shiny. Ooh! I'm excited to start seeing you paint it. So we're gonna put this one also as this lighter brown here. Like, she's so beautiful, and I'm still really tempted just to keep the green hair. Not insanely huge. So guys, in the future, soon, Creature Caster is going to show the Not a Dragon. Oh my fucking god, I can't show you what it is, nor can I really explain what it is. But he's fucking fantastic. Oh my god. I just wanted to say it. I just wanted to get it out there. They're going to show it off soon, so you guys don't have to wait very long. But, oh my god, I can't wait. My Not a Dragon is fucking awesome. Carry on. How do you think I felt? They sent me a picture of it today, and I was just like, I want it. I want it so bad. Just think about everything that I've said that I've wanted to have Creature Caster do before, and they've done it with this model. So it kind of makes sense that I would get this model. But yeah, so it just, I am very, very excited. Oh, but did you guys see that they showed the actual, like, model for their new one? For the Lady of Chaos or whatever it is? Because she looks really, really cool. Like, they actually showed off the... Now, if I just turn my screen brighter... Like, she actually looks really, really cool because, like, their previous one, like, that's their artistic rendition of it. And it looks really, really cool. But their actual, like, the actual resin model is like this. So she has, like, this fire-ish, like, thing. Maybe, like, souls coming out up from her hand that is risen up. And all these bodies and souls from the past are trying to get up and, like, being drawn also by her. She has these really, really clawed feet, which are really, really cool. And, like, she has these really cool, like, I keep saying really cool, but, like, so there's, like, itty bitty little teeth in here that, so this is reminding me a lot, like, Lady Malice. Like, she looks like she would be a Lady Lord of Malice. Just not necessarily with the feet, but with how the horns are. These, like, teeth claws that are coming onto her body armor. Like, just a whole lot of her reminds me of Malice. Like, I am very excited to see her. Sorry. Just wanted to bring that up, that was out there. It's on their Instagram. Oh, they are in the same pantheon. Okay. So clearly, I need to have her and paint her green as well. Gonna watch your wife play Kingdom Hearts 3. Alright, Atronix. You have a wonderful evening. See, whenever I read that, Ash, I always think of, like, Discord, like, the talking servers, and I'm just like, really? They're the patrons of that, huh? Okay, I need to get some more mahogany down. I'm gonna give this one a good shake because this is the one that I believe to be glossy, and I'm just wondering if maybe this one wasn't fully mixed well. Yeah, this one once again doesn't have very good coverage. It feels like it's a lot thinner compared to the other pigments. Like, I have to really, like, gob it on in order to get any initial covering. All you guys here, there is a poll going on. Exclamation mark poll. We'll take you to straw poll. And it's about what I should paint for my crystal brush entry. Whether it's the seahorse dragon head bust or the Minotaur from Judgment. And that's essentially what I'll be painting for like the next month and a bit.
Ah. Which one's Fate? Oh, okay. I kind of like guessed that in my head afterwards, but I wasn't really too sure.
Okay, how does this apply as being like super watered down? For the different creature caster models. They have their each in their like they have their own kind of pantheon. And like certain ones will fit with other ones and but just look at that. Like it's still so shiny. Even with that wash on. So like honestly, that is to die for, this metallic. So I'm just going to brush over the tips of it with some more pure copper. Just to get some like really good shine going on them. Because I know it's all over. Aww. Yeah, that episode. Oh my god, feels.
There we go.
Yeah, nothing else since, but you know, they are thinking about it. That's as much as I know. Okay. I feel like it's the ones that are forming into, like, transforming into something new. you, Canadian Painter. Yeah, I'm trying out the new Monument paints and playing at the same time with everything else. So we're gonna add that dark brown here again, because this dark brown is great to put under that copper. I know, me too. Hey, you don't need to get the Vulture Demon. You can get Arcana and Metamorphosis, though. They are definitely up in those lines of things. So how do I find the Monument paints? Oh my god. They are like butter. They are so nice to use. They have excellent coverage. The blending is really nice on them. If they do dry out on the model really fast though, so it's really hard, like you can't go back and be like, oh no, that line just kind of went over a bit too much and now I can smidge it back, which you can do with scale. But either way, it's super easy to cover over your mistakes with the paint that's up beside it, so that also works really well. They work super nice with washes, like the metallic. The shine stayed really high despite the wash being put on top of it, which normally I've seen in the past dull down everything else. So like I'm actually kind of gonna put this over top of the gold up here. So yeah, no, these are fantastic. The pigment is on point. It is so high pigmented that it's easy just to glaze, just move over the surface and cover it. They blend really nicely, and even on the pink palette, they just I barely have to do anything and they merge into the color. Oh, I should not be putting that one in my mouth. I say as I pick up another one and put that one in my mouth. They are so worth it. These are just, the colors are fantastic. I've suggested to them to get another a deeper, richer blue, because their dark blue is a gray blue and a dark purple. And they said that they are working on a dark purple. I do not know if they're doing anything for a dark blue, but like a French ultramarine, that would be perfect. Yeah, no, these just work so well. I barely had to do anything to create any kind of lighting. This lighting is, it's okay, but even then it's still I haven't had to do really anything to get shading to happen on this model. Yeah, this is gonna really outdo any of my Vallejo usage. There's still two colors that I will use perpetually from Vallejo, unless these guys come out with a color that will change that over. Like I was telling them, if they give me a dark blue, a really dark blue, and a dark purple, then they have me sold for non-GW or non-scale color painting. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to actually give her brown hair, because I'm actually kind of liking the green hair. Yeah, at Adepticon, they're going to be coming out with 16 more paints. From then on, anytime that they do a new launch of paints, they're going to do 8 at a time, but because it's going to be their first launch of new paints... Oh, no, I didn't! Ooh, they previewed that yesterday? Yeah, I'm really bad at looking at new content of stuff. But... yeah, no, that is a... Yesterday, I was kind of like... Yesterday, I was in a comatose state of mind throughout the entire day. So... But they did tell me that, I mentioned the purple, and they said that they are in development of creating a deep purple, and so I'll be very happy, because, like, dark Prussian blue is my go-to blue constantly. Like, when I was starting her up, I kept trying to, like, go up to here to touch my dark Prussian blue, and I was like, no, we're only doing monument paint right now. No other paints at the moment, and I was sad. But yeah, like, these paints are beginning to dry out on my palette. And they wake up super, super easy. What I really want to do next, like, probably not next, but I do want to paint a bigger model with these paints. Right now, no, because Jason doesn't see the point of making bent brushes. Despite me asking.
I could feel that in my bones!
Aww.
Just because I can.
Thank you so much for the $5! Oh my god! I love you! Aw, man. I am cosplay. You are seriously the best. Thank you so much. Aww, hi. But yeah, no, I do use slow fuse long wicks. These are a pretty common one for me to use. But since they don't use bent brushes, or they're not making bent brushes, and a lot of what I do requires me to use bent brushes. I use my Princeton ones. But yeah, I really want them to come out with a really, like, want them to do a dark gold, an old gold. I use bent brushes because, as you can see with her,
Like, she's fully assembled. If I can avoid it, I don't do sub-assembly. But this bent brush allows me to get up into every nook and cranny without really being any kind of problem. So, like, I can just, without having to really, like, augment how I hold the brush or find it awkward, I can, like, get into a corner in a perspective that would actually be putting, like, the brush up here. Like, it's easier on my hand just to get into all these little itty-bitty places with a bent brush. So these are called angled spotters. And a command was already put out, but exclamation mark get bent. We'll bring that up. Bring up the page for them. Yeah, no, these are my favorite things. I have a good number of them in my repertoire. Like, I have one even like up to this big that I use for like base toning and like just big surface painting. I use this giant brush size. And when they start to get a bit fuzzy on me, she's been drinking the Kool-Aid. Yeah, that's it. When they get to like a little bit fuzzy is when I will start just using them for like rougher work. Yeah, no, she's really the only thing I'm not too sure what to do with is the quiver and like the boot straps. Well, the quiver in itself can be this lighter brown. But what I'll typically do is go into art stores. Yeah, like, I just go into art stores, kind of go to the Princeton section because they're the ones I see them all in. And I just go through their angled brushes, and I just pick up the ones that look really good. Like, I don't care that I have, like, way more in my palette than I could probably use. It's just because I can't guarantee when I will find them. So it's just like, shoot. Oh yeah, that could work. I don't know, it's just generally it's a... Oh! It thought that cool.never was a thing to block. So, I'm sorry. It's fine, it's... Never used a bent brush. The idea is interesting. Yeah, it's... I don't understand how enough people don't use them, and I know I freak out a few people with it. But it's one of those, like, I can't imagine not I couldn't imagine not using them now. I'm gonna just mix this into the brown to make a slightly shimmery brown. Nope, that didn't work very well. Okay. Hey, I'm allowed to drink the Kool-Aid, okay? It's tasty. Don't you judge me. I know, just learn. And fresh. It can go on the list of if I become partnered one day, then I can get... I'll have a bent brush emote. Tell them. Yeah, that would be cool. Yeah, because they are really challenging to get. They are annoying to find. But when I do find them, that's why when I go to the store and I find them, I'm just like, and I pick up this one, and this one, and this one. Yeah, it's Princeton. Like, I have them in like the... Like in the Princeton Select, I have them. Yeah, I have a bunch of these little things that I'm just like. Well, are you looking for angled spotter? Because that's what they're technically called. Technically. Angled spotter. S-P-O-T-T-E-R. And jeez, like, this silver was like super dried out, but it just melts right back into working. Oh, it's still a little dry, so. Angry spotter. Yeah, bend. Okay, and we're gonna take some of this. We're just going to highlight some of that gold. Get to know you. Fade away, don't you fade away. No sin.
There we go. That's close enough.
That's my one. No, I am too flow. I'll send spiral. Well, that's why I was hoping, like, also, like, I could get slow views to maybe be interested in it. Because maybe if he gets interested in it, then I could, like, then there could be more available. All 4 bent brushes. Oh yeah, well I have a 3, I have a 0, I have a 10, I have... I've never used Games Workshop paints. Archangel, yeah, right? Like, narration. If only he would listen, right? Oh yes, they are better than Vallejo. Much better. Like, they are so freaking smooth. They wake up so well after drying out, whereas Vallejo just doesn't. Yes, we should politely spam him for Archangel brushes. Archangled. Aww, Glenner75, thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're doing fantastic. I'm kind of trying to make it look like she only has like she has her eyes closed. Why? Are you like falling asleep there, brother? Oh, and a cosplay.
It's my favorite show.
Oh, thank you so much. Oh, I feel so much love from you. Thank you for that 1 tier sub. First time subscriber, love. No, love. No. I love that gift so much. Love for subscribers. Well, love for all of you guys, but you know. There we go. She has kind of like a closed eye look. She's such a beautiful model. I love her. But still haven't figured out what to do with her bootstraps. Alright, cosplay, you go to bed. You have a wonderful sleep. Oh! I have moose under my feet! Ah! Nice cozy warm moose. Come here, give me your heat. Oh yeah. Oh, thank you, moose. You're the best. Good night. Are you just doing the song? Because that's what it feels like. Sleepy Voldemort is sleepy, go to sleep Voldemort. Bye. You have a fantastic night. Just gonna get this beautiful brown in here. So they gave a light umber and a dark umber. And I really love umber as a color. And it's the exact same color, just one's a little bit lighter than the other. Is there? I haven't looked at it. I haven't looked at it since I started it up. And a 0 on eBay. Oh, it's everywhere, you know, like... And I can confirm you can't vote twice. Yes, that is correct. You can't vote twice. I want you to choose one or the other, or the other. Yeah, that's why I stock up on them whenever I see them. I'm just like, now you're all mine. Okay, so we're gonna mix this white in. You're gonna get some of this down onto the shoe here. And we'll also do that kind of similar white brush over here. And definitely on this side. Okay, so we have that kind of whitish scuff. I kind of want it to be a little scuffy. Spam vote repeat. No, brother! Don't teach them how to break the system. So we're gonna also... Hey, Mr. Wonderful, how you're supposed to be. Hey, Mr. Wonderful, how you're so irresistible. Hey, Mr. Wonderful. Jan! Hi! Jan's Janky Heathen Raid! No! Hello, guys! Hi, Jan! How are you? How is everyone? Hello! Woo! Boom! Hi! How are you guys? How is everyone doing today? Coming in from Jan. Jan, hi. Hi. How are you? I am currently playing with, this is the Bard from Kingdom Death. I will change my focus so you guys can actually, like, see her a little bit closer. I'm using the new Monument paints. So just been playing around with that and playing with some of the color. I'm still trying to figure out if I want to keep it with the green hair or go into the brown hair, like actually go brown over top of the green, or just keep the green hair the way it is. But yeah, so she's looking, I'm quite happy with her. This is all with the new Pro Acryl. What brand is my angled brushes? Do exclamation get bent. It's they're Princeton angled spotters. And they are fun frickin' tastic. That they are. So now I'm gonna bring her back down here. She is just like my kind of like my in-between of working on Lady of Arcana. If I just... She's kind of on the stage of nitpick when I see things to nitpick. So if I just apply those in there, and that's actually like fully in there. So this is the fantastic thing that I've been working on up until now. She is the Lady of Arcana by Creaturecaster. And, right, that reminds me, I need to darken down this side a little bit more. But, yeah, so this is the model that I've been slowly working on that. Ah, shit. Let's just fling it around, shall we? Yes, yes, we shall. So I actually should just be... I kind of like, I'm working on the other thing while like also kind of thinking about what slowly to add to Minnie. Or to add to Minerva. But how was your stream, Jan? How did it go? How was it? Okay. Also, guys, since a whole bunch of you guys just arrived, I have a poll going on, and I did this with Arcana, and I don't actually know what I want to, like, which model I should paint for Crystal Brush now that she is done. So there's a poll going on. It's a smaller poll compared to the last time, which is essentially saying, do I do another creature caster model? Do I do the Zedrus Dragon Bust, which I will show in a minute after I just put that away. All of the links! The Zedrus Dragon Bust is this beautiful thing. And he is just this beautiful, beautiful dragon that I want to paint like a peacock. And now we're just gonna put him back on his square thing. And the other option is the Minotaur. If I just put this guy here. Yeah, this is the other option, is this Minotaur from Judgment Games. And then I have a whole bunch of creature caster that if I try to bring them all out, I would be here forever. So those are the options in that poll. Do let me know what you think. And outside of that, I kind of like her with the green hair. Dragon! What brush brand? It's Princeton. If I just like focus that in there, Princeton. Dragons! Dragons! Oh, the dragons! Yeah, you only get one vote. So, and I got sent the monument paints, so I have been, while taking breaks from working on Minerva, I've been working on this model slowly. This is like the second Kingdom Death I have ever painted. But I was looking at all the sections, but that one. So I've been playing with them, and I'm really loving the colors. The blends are fantastic. The metals take to washes so well that like it really doesn't reduce down the shine. Are these watercolors? This one's a Velvet Touch, and this one are Select Petites, I think. Yeah, some of these are Select Princeton. Oh no, this one is a Princeton mini detailer. But like, that's a really, really big one. I pick them up as I see them in art stores. Just because there's not enough people who understand or appreciate angled brushes. And how very, very useful they are. But it's also because I really despise subassembly. So. But I have to say, like, these are some really, really nice. If they are synthetic, they are really nice. They hold their shape really well despite how abusive I am to them. Okay. So I'm happy with her. She's very simple. Simple, I know. And though her skin tone at the top here isn't really getting that bad. So I view these in terms of waking up like on par with Scale 75. Like they wake up super easy when they start to dry out on a palette.
I like you.
Aw, Groundfog, I like you too. Thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic day. So we'll just add little bits of that, because that's where the light is coming down. Yeah, no, these are just, they are super, super useful because especially in certain cases, like sometimes the model doesn't come sub-assembled and like getting and reaching into certain areas is just like, this is a pain. Well, this angled brush kind of removes that pain and makes it at least bearable. Oh, Grandpa, thank you so much for that host. I appreciate you so much. You're the best. Okay, we're gonna add a little bit of yellow into the leather here, just a little, and more like real creases, and just to kind of add a soft, buttery leather look to them. It's not broken! It was made this way! I promise you that it was made specifically like this. And I know it freaks out a lot of people, but it makes my life so easy that I don't see the reason as to why I would ever not do it. Alright, so just an easy shadow just to throw in there. It's an itty bitty amount. I know they are so amazing. I love them. I love angled brushes so much. They definitely make my life super nice and easy. Casually Twitch. Thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you. On the regular, yeah. Watching painting through a fish tank, yeah, with the angledness. It just, I get to, like, most of this model was painted with the bent brush in the sense of all these extra little areas. Okay, so I get to paint the ground now, which means that I'm going to need to get a bit more variety in the green that I have. So this is the camo green, and I'm going to add a bit of the burnt umber into it, and it just mixes so nicely. And this paint is like drying up, like right here. I know it's blurry, and it just woke right up. Again, Midnight Kitty, why did you start doing art? I started doing art because my husband bought miniatures for Dungeons and Dragons. And I thought, hey, cool, I could probably paint those. I used to paint a long time ago. I should try. And so I did. And where's my other umber? That's the black. There's that. That's the grays. Umber! Oh, those are the golds. Is it one of these ones? No, that's blue. That's blue again. Haha, there you are. Found you. And yeah, so he brought minis home, and I bought myself a starter set of Vallejo paints that came with like your primaries. And from there, I just started painting, and that was 2 years ago. So I think I know, like, I've improved, yes, and it makes me happy. But we're gonna have to throw some brown into this ground effect here. Alright, T. Good night. You have a wonderful, wonderful sleep, and I will see you again in the future. Bye. But yeah, so that's where I started from, and it's kind of exploded from there. I still mainly paint for D&D. So I paint a lot of like monsters and fur and wing, like feathers, and getting better at painting people. But I'm quite happy with how this chick turned out. And she was pretty simple painting going on with her. Put this under her feet here. Really, what I was doing just today was playing, or past 2 days have been playing with monument paints just to kind of see them, and I was like, you know what? I haven't painted a Kingdom Death model in forever, and I have so many to paint that why not just, why not try some Kingdom Death? Still like 20 years later on YouTube. That is silly. That is really silly. So I'm gonna add actually a bit of black onto some of these, because some of these look like they're actually kind of rocky. So I'm gonna just add that kind of tone in. RPG? Thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic day. Thank you, thank you. So we're just getting this brown onto the ground underneath. And also onto some of these wood tops. I kind of want to do a slightly faded orange on these mushroom tops, and I realize that I'm blurry, and I'm sorry, guys. But yeah, so I'm thinking of a faded, it's kind of like a good parallel to up here, like same kind of colors, but just not nearly as bright, to kind of just unify it a little bit to its surroundings. And I believe I can do that by just adding some of this umber into it. So we're gonna play with that. So we're just gonna get these twigs in here. Get them toned into fully being brown. I just painted it green without really thinking too much about it right at the beginning, because I just wanted to see what that color would look like in a large amount. So we're just getting this in here, and the leaves are going to get like a little bit of the yellow, and that's where the yellow is going to help come in. We just need to get some of that ground. Alright. This is still like one of my favorite Kingdom Death models. She is so beautiful, and I'm glad that I've kind of done her some justice, because I was really, like, I was kind of thinking not ever painting her because she was just so pretty that I was a little bit of a little afraid to paint her. So we're going to just touch up on there. Get these leaves to be starting to get a little bit brighter, since I kind of got them covered in brown, but like the inner part of the leaf can be a little bit darker, so it's okay if I don't touch absolutely everything within that leaf. If I just get the outer sides of it, it'll create a nice little fade. Or it might just look unfinished. One of those. We'll see. We'll play with it. Yeah? Yeah. These little front bushes already look a little bit. Putting him up for the night. All right, Ghosted Wolf. How did he turn out? Ooh. Oh, that green. Oh, I love that green. That green glow. Ah, I love it. Oh, that excellent progress there, man. We'll just have those there. Yeah. I really love that. I really love that glow. Teach me your ways! I have very limited experience with OSL. I think I've done it on 2 or 3 models. They've turned out okay. So we're going to add in, onto these tips of these leaves, we're going to add in some yellow. Just in very pointed spots, just to really give them some variance in how they look. Just some quick touch-ups on there, on the tips, and it's not showing up too well on the camera. But it's very, very light at the moment of brightening them up. Yeah, they're looking at least a lot more vibrant than they did prior. So we're just going to add a little bit more of yellow into into that spectrum just through these last few little bushes here. Probably gonna have to do a wash over some of the ground effect just to help pick it up a bit. And some straight yellow right on the very, very tip to kind of sell it. Some of them get a little bit more, not intentionally, but that's okay. Just to get some good little bush effect. Okay, that's a bit too watery. Okay, so we'll just feather it in. And yeah, she is looking good on that stage of things, though some of the inner ones need a little bit more touch up because they didn't really get any kind of the yellow wasn't too prominent on them. Alright, there we go. So those bushes have some lighter tips, darker centers, all good to go. Except this center one. I always think I'm done, and then I find another like section. I remember / see another section, and then I was like, oh right. Alright, so we're gonna take this and mix that into some of this white to get that, and then we're gonna itty bitty bit of black to gray it down. Now I'm gonna just put that in here to these mushroom stems. This can be super blocky and messy with that because, well, they're mushrooms. I'm sure they don't really care. And we're gonna get just these in here. These didn't really fit too well with the base, so I'm gonna have to like play around with making like fitting that in a little bit more together. But they didn't fit well together. So okay, so we're gonna take some of this brown, bring it over here, and throw it into this orange. A little bit more of that in there. Just want it only a little bit faded down. So if we give this orange pukey color on top of those mushrooms and then like super highlight, like just have a highlight of it, I think that that will be good. But this is just a good covering of these little mushroom heads. Just to kind of bring in that orange somewhere else, like that really bright orange that is on the top of her hat. Ah, Bob Acriafet, thank you so much for that follow. I hope you're having a fantastic day. But yeah. Hey Dragon Knight, how are you? Am I sleepy? Yeah. Oh, back. So yeah, now we're gonna have these oranges. So they're like, you know, they're showing up nicely. They're not nearly as bright as her hat feather, which is good. But it brings in that color elsewhere on the palette, and that's always a good thing to remember to do. Age of Empires 2. Oh man. Good game, good game. Oh, that's gonna be way too watery. So let's just add more paint into this pigment and more orange. Oopsies. I really need to stop like really overthinking painting miniatures because I swear I like chew my lip to pieces whenever I'm like really thinking about it. And we're gonna get into here and onto those ones. These two itty bitty mushrooms. And there's two more itty bitty little mushrooms. No memories, I know. Oh la la, oh la la. Alright, sneak in some more orange. Let's try to thicken this up a bit more. And yeah, that's gonna have to dry some. That's beginning to like, you know, come together slowly. I'm just going to add in some shading onto these wood pieces. Or apparently drowned out the color, you know, just normal things, right? Just enough to say like this is a little bit something different than the color of the dirt. Oops. What's oops? Okay. So those ones are still drying, so we're just gonna go over here and okay. Oh, right here. Oh yeah, that's an oops. Hi, babes. What's up? Your sister's under there. If you get into a hissy fight, please don't do that under my feet. So we're just gonna add itty bitty little orange dots on the top of this. On the tops of these mushrooms. Just to brighten up the top a little bit. These ones apparently need to be oranged up a bit more. Either way. Okay, let's see here. Should really just let it dry and stop poking at it. But I like poking at things. It's fun. Very, very, very bright orange tops, but that is okay. What? Don't you judge me. Yeah, phrasing. And honestly, I'm really happy with her. Yeah, her base needs some extra loving, but in terms of what's this? In terms of her though, like I'm quite happy. So I might just say like she's good for now until I feel like really building up like the sand around the base, which I guess I could do like right now. With said palette knife and things like that. And then paint over it later. So we're just going to take out our palette knife. And see how well we can finagle some of this sand onto. Get some red in the flowers. They're not really flowers, but yeah, I can do some red mushrooms. Just trying to unify the base a little bit. Yeah, no, that's fine. Not expecting you to know exactly what it is that I'm painting. What is this stuff? This is, Armageddon Dust Citadel texture. I find it really, well, it works. I'm not a big fan of it. So it's kind of like one of those, like, I have better stuff. But to get it to just like, just to get it like in here and on there, and then I can like brush over some stuff. Ooh, nice, brother. I've still not figured out, I still have not designed a tattoo that I like enough. And I know it's not like I can bring my own design and the tattoo artist will do it. I just... an impression of it. Or maybe if I can find a tattoo artist that I like. Okay. Yeah, like this stuff is like nearly dead. Nearly done. Oh, good night. Good night, T-Bone. Thanks for coming in. Lovely seeing you, as always. You have a wonderful night. Alright, okay, so like, this one's kind of like really roughed up. Well, I also dislike this one because it's rather inconsistent. So. But either way, once when that dries. And then I can finish that up. Yeah. Yay, Kingdom Death. Just gonna put her over there, and since I have another thing to paint for my best friend, let us paint it. Don't really know if I have anything else to nitpick on Arcana at the moment. I'll probably take a more in-depth look at her after stream to really figure it out. So this is the Chipmunk Mage from Dark Star Miniatures. I really love them for the fact that they do a lot of anthropomorphic beasties. And they're really, really cute. And this one is from my best friend from university. I haven't painted her a miniature yet, and I told her a while ago, I was just like, yeah, no, if there's something that you want me to paint, like, let me know. And she thought about it and didn't get back to me. And then I was like, well, I'm gonna send you this listing of Dark Sword, not Dark Star, Dark Sword miniatures. I always get those two finagled. And I'm like, I'll send you these, like, the anthropomorphic ones, because I'm pretty sure she's gonna find one in there that she'll like. And I then had, like, I had a feeling like this one would be the right one, but I didn't want to just be like, here, what do you think of this exact model? I was like, here, like, take a look at all of these. And this is the one that she got back to me with. And so I know my friend. And her favorite color is blue. So it is going to have this blue cloak. And it is going to be painted like a chipmunk, so I do have to look up what exactly chipmunk markings look like. Like, I have an idea in my head, but I'm not actually too sure if it is correct. So he's also going to have blue shoes. The very blue mage. But that's just because my friend really, really loves blue. Okay. See, like, this blue dries really, really flat. Alright, so we're just going to... So, I would also say that this is not really the best paint as, if you're wanting to see any of that zenithal highlighting that you had just done. Yeah, it doesn't really... This is pretty high pigmented, so it, like, really covers. Like a wash over like the shoes or something, just to give them a different blue. We're just really just throwing on some shade, like some lighter shade of blue over top of this. I kind of am going a little bit faster than I did with the Kingdom Death model, mainly because now I'm a little bit more comfortable with understanding how this paint works. And what's that, Athena? And not only that, but this is a metal model, unlike the very, very delicate Kingdom Death model. So I don't feel so, like, nerve-wracked about, you know, touching on it. And this is one of the few instances where I'm actually repeating a model. I actually painted this one for one other person before. From a one giveaway. And how I had it at the time was if you were a sub and you won, then I would paint the model for you if you so desire. So it's kind of cool to be able to see a model that I've already done and maybe see how I improve. But what's great about it is that I already have a good understanding where, like, all the little creases are. So, as a reminder, guys, that poll is still running. Just want to go until, basically until the end of stream, so that I know which model to start working on. Probably starting next week, maybe tomorrow. I don't know. Depends on how ready I feel. I should just bring this in more. He's so freaking cute. That's why I should probably have, like, you know, got one of these guys for myself because he's so cute. But maybe at some point in the future, I'll paint a third one. But in terms of a blue jacket, that's looking quite nice. It needs a little bit of a highlight going on right in here. really, once again, really rough sketching of the fabric. Kind of using them the same way as I would use my scale. Yeah, I'm pretty happy with that. I don't really want to, you know, I don't need to spend forever on this. I feel a little bit weird because I also painted the other one that I painted for the person in blue. Just to like really counteract with the red of the fur. But it's just that my friend really loves blue, so I'm just like, oh yeah, it is kind of silly, but it's also like, well, I painted it for her and I painted it for him, and is the winner still very obvious there, Ash? Is the winner very obvious for the that poll? Oh no, Black Skull! Oh, negative 61 degrees chill factor. Oh no, that is horrible. And here I was thinking, like, it's getting a little bit nippy from, you know, having my window open. I just forgot to close it. That's all really why I have still, like, my window open. No mail delivery, no trash buses not running. But I had to go to work. That doesn't seem safe at all. I feel like when it gets to that level of chilliness that it's basically a snow day for everyone. So these have like some really nice pigment too for just like really thinning down. Like this has a lot of water in it. Just to like cover over the fur. Yeah, that's when I feel like you can call bullshit on having to go into work still. Like, you can get your, like, job place in trouble because of that. Like, I can imagine, like, it's getting to the point where, like, cars are struggling to turn on. Like, that's when I would tell my boss, like, nah, I'm sorry, I don't want to get it, I don't want to die outside. But I would probably get fired. I don't know. I guess if you work in the Antarctic, then maybe you are still required to go to work, yeah. But if you're not, then I feel like you should be fine of, like, not having to go to work. Where's my... There you are. Yeah. Yeah. I think Chicago was colder yesterday than the Antarctic. And we're just putting in this little brown on here until we really figure out their, like, the markings for chipmunks. What playlist is this? This is a playlist I made. It's a bunch of synthwave. Pizza Nutty Maze! Yeah, this music it's fantastic. Really, all you have to do is go onto YouTube and search for synthwave. That's basically what I did to make this. Well, literally, squirrel. Actually, it's a chipmunk, technically. Technically. Oh, heck, it's Chipmunk! Yeah. Chip and Dale Rescue Rangers. It's getting that, like, some brown on there. I'm gonna look up its, the actual, like, patterns of their fur. Let's get those eyes in. Yeah, he's done a lot of them. He's not the only one on this list, but he uploads a lot of these, so. But But seriously, like the yellow coverage right over top of the blue is the best coverage I've ever seen a yellow do. So I just want to add in a bunch of yellow or a bunch of white onto that or water words. Come on me. Come on, Maha. Get your words right. But now my yellow is like I'm trying to get like there we go.
What is this? Is it? Oh! Okay, so a lot of its markings are not actually
On its face. I thought their face had a lot of the markings.
chipmunk. There are three of different angles. Oh, in Discord? Scrolling down photos. Oh, look at him. He's just like a little cutie. Oh, little cutie chipmunk. Hello. Oh, little thing. Oh, it's just a cutie. Sorry. You know, I like chipmunks.
Okay, get this star in here. Who's a good dog? It's smiling. Yeah, good dog. Yeah, good dog. Good puppy. Alright, so then we have this moon. So yellow is really challenging to get a good coverage over with it, but with this it's really fantastic. Like the yellow just really covers over this blue quite nicely. Like I am going back over it because yeah, it's not 100% coverage. But it does very, very well. So I could see this paint being very, very good for like bright color coverage. All right. Getting this blue on over here. Okay, got the blue hat colored, but not any kind of thing on it, but colored. I'm actually kind of happy how the jacket turned out. Very, very, like, the arms get the light a little bit on the shoulder here. Oh! Do I even want to look? I don't have the link, so I can't look. Okay. We're good. So I'm just gonna get this stick here. I really want to have like an itty bitty little carrot. Except I don't know what tortoise is like, so maybe not a carrot. You're a terrible person, Ash. Alright, let's just see. Is there anything... Well, obviously they're gonna be cool, but... Is there anything like... Oh, she's interesting. Yeah, they're interesting. Oh, who are you? Cyclops Knight. That guy's cool. Yeah, she's cool. The energy potion maker. She could be some... You could have some really good fun with that. Cool. Tortoises love dandelions. Ooh. Good to know. Good to know. Alright. I'm gonna leave it pretty much there, though I'm going to Add the lighter brown, because yeah, they are fairer. Just for that for right now. I guess I can have like a small amount of black streaking like right in there, but I'm gonna end there because I'm actually getting really hungry and I have to make dinner tonight. Lots to do. Okay, don't roll over my snakes. Oh god, there he goes. Rolled over the snakes. We're good, we're good. I also want to watch Pub Draw. So yeah, because if you haven't watched Pub Draw, the first episode, it was really, really handy on how to draw faces, sort of like starting out kind of thing. So I'm excited to see where it goes on that. And someone like me could draw a face, so that was kind of cool. So I am going to see who we send you guys off onto. Who is on? Thank you, Canadian Painter. I hope that you guys are going to have a fantastic evening. I am going to send you guys off onto Art of Mike Disney. I think Art of Mike Disney. He's a really fun guy. So let us go over there. Yeah, let's go and raid him. No Shoshi tonight, by the way. Yeah, I was looking for her and I didn't see her, so I was like, where's Shoshi? So if you haven't already, do be sure to join me in all the social things because social stuff is fun. Yay! Good night, Elaines. I'm on Discord, Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, things like that. So if you want to follow me there, that would be so fantastic so you can see all the things that I do. Also, if you haven't followed me here, do be sure to. So I hope you guys have a fantastic evening. I love you all very much. And yeah, bye.